Hi everyone, it's Ryan here from smartsportstrader.com, and in today's video I thought I'd take a look at the 2-up betting promotion which is run by Bet365. Now this has been touted as the best match betting offer still available in 2021, and I've also seen people say it's an offer where you can make thousands of pounds, so I thought it'd be an interesting offer to look at. Okay, so first off I'll just talk about what actually is the 2-up promotion. I'll just briefly go through that. Then I'll move on to some tips for finding good matches for 2-up, like look at the best times to find close matches with Bet365 and on the betting exchanges. And then lastly, I'll show you my results from the 2-up promotion over the last 2 years. And I'll also talk about the benefits that the 2-up offer has on a Bet365 account. So I imagine most people watching this video will be aware of what the Bet365 2-up promotion is, but just in case you don't know, I thought I'd just bring it up here. So you can see here it says 2 goals ahead early payout offer. So this means that if your team scores 2 goals or they go 2 goals ahead at any time in the match, so that can be 2-0, that can be 3-1, 4-2, it doesn't matter as long as it's by a 2-goal margin, then you will be paid out as a winner. And here you can see that the offer is available to, well, up until May 2021, the end of May. But this will probably be extended into the next year. They seem to like running this offer. It's been going for, I think, 3 years now. And I'm from the UK, so these are the competitions that it's available to me. But I know that if you're in different countries, then you get different competitions. For example, I think it's Denmark. If you live in Denmark, then this offer is available on Danish leagues. But you get all the English leagues here up to League 2. And then you've also got some of the bigger European leagues and the Scottish League. So there's quite a few leagues, for you to take advantage of this offer on. So this was the last 2-up that I hit. It was last week. It was in the FA Cup. It was Everton versus Tottenham. This is kind of the optimal situation. You've got 2 evenly matched teams, and there were a lot of goals scored in this game. So what happened in this game was Everton went 3-1 up at a certain point, and Tottenham came back to draw 4-4. And then in extra time, Everton ended up winning 5-4. So what happened with this is I had a £100 bet on Everton at odds of 2.7. So once they went 2 goals up, that cashed and I won £170 profit on that. But obviously Tottenham came back and the game ended in a draw, so I also won my lay bet. So I won a lay bet of £96.50. So ultimately from this game, I made £266.50 in profit. So it does show that, when you do hit a 2-up, you can make a lot of money. And my loss initially on this game, so when I first bet Everton with Bet365 and made the lay, I lost like £3.50 on the match. So basically it cost me £3.50 to win £266.50, if that makes sense. But I'll go through kind of how to find good matches and what to look for in the next slide. Okay, so I thought I'd just go through a few tips for the 2-up strategy. So I tend to find good matches earlier in the week, and when I talk about matches, I mean the odds matching. So when you make a 2-up bet and you also make, you make the bet on Bet365 and you make the lay with Smarkets, you need those odds to be quite close. So when I'm talking about matches, I'm talking about the odds matching. So yeah, I find some of the best matches normally earlier on in the week. So for example, like on a Tuesday, Wednesday for the Saturday games, it just seems like Bet365 are a little less efficient earlier on in the week. Also another good time is straight after team news is announced. So team news gets announced normally an hour before kickoff time. So when that happens, you can get a change in the odds, and you find that sometimes Bet365 lag a little bit. So that's a good time as well to find small qualifying losses for the 2-up promotion. And I also find early in the morning of the game days pretty good as well. So like early Saturday morning, let's say before 8 o'clock, sometimes you'll find some decent matches, and I think that's just because the traders have not really got going yet. So the basis that I take, like my 2-up bets on, are that I want to get odds of above 70 to 1 on the 2 on the chance of the 2-up actually happening. I want to get odds of at least 70 to 1. So I'll break this down a bit more after this. And also I like to look for games where the over 2.5 goals is favoured. So an easy way of checking if the over 2.5 goals is favoured is just to look on something like Betfair or Smarkets, go to the over 2.5 goal market and then check, is that the favourite or is the unders favourite? Which one's under 2.0? So that's just some quick tips on how I find decent matches for 2-up. Okay, so just to make sure I was explaining everything properly regarding kind of the maths and how I look at 2-up offers, I brought up the early payout calculator with Oddsmonkey. Now, Oddsmonkey is just a service that provides a load of tools for match betting, but I just thought this would be a much clearer way of explaining like how I get to the like taking odds matches, which will give me above odds of 70 on the 2-up happening and then the comeback happening. So you can see here, so this is the back stake, this is the Everton Tottenham odds. So backed Everton at 2.7 for 100. See that the maximum amount I could win is 270 there. See that then I laid them. I have 0% commission on Smarkets. So I laid them, it says here, so this is exact, I did 96.50, but this is exactly 96.43. So then it just gives us a breakdown of what would happen. So if the early payout doesn't happen, we lose £3.57 on any outcome. But if the payout does happen, the 2-up does happen, you can see here that we win £266.43. So the way that I work out the odds of the 2-up and the comeback happening is I take this initial loss here, which is £3.57, and I look at the maximum amount that I could win. So the maximum amount I could win was 266.43. So if you do 266.43 and you divide it by the loss, which is 3.57, this will tell you what the odds that you're getting for the 2-up happening in the comeback. So you're getting odds of 74.6. So that's the way I work it out. I always make sure that I'm getting above odds of 70 on this. So hopefully that's kind of clarified things and made it a bit clearer. Okay, so here's probably the most interesting part of the video, and that's my actual 2-up results. So for this strategy, I generally use between like £50 stakes up to a maximum of 200. I just find if you bet a bit more than that, then it might stick out. And I also just stay with the Premier League, the English Championship, very occasionally the Scottish League and the Champions League. I find if you just hammer everything, then it becomes obvious that you're just trying to abuse the promotion, and they'll probably remove all promotions from your account. So you can see here in total I've done 391 2-ups, and the profit is just over £400, and that's over a two-year period. That's quite a lot, and you can see it follows the same pattern pretty much. You get lots of little losers, then a decent winner, like a long string of losers. Like you can see here, I think that's the longest string of losers, from like 280 bets to 360, and then recently I hit like 3 on the trot. So that's really good. There are a few like little just upticks and downticks here. And that's because very occasionally, probably I'd say less than 20 times, I've just left it as like a £10, a £20 bet on the occasion, just because there might have not been the liquidity on Smarkets, or just liked it as an outright bet. So yeah, this is kind of 2-up in a nutshell. Like I say, people do say you can make thousands from this offer, but if you were to try and do that, you'd have to be staking quite a lot. And then when you're going through these losing periods, it would add up to a lot more. But I think with that kind of keeping the odds of the 2-up promotion happening, if you're getting good odds, like I say, like you're getting above 70, I think that's quite a good strategy. You could even up it. You could have it like 75, 80, and then you're probably going to get less losing runs, but you're going to also probably get less volume in. So quickly, I just wanted to outline some of the benefits that I found from approaching 2-up the way that I just outlined in this video. And the biggest one is I found that it's helped to keep the account that I'm using ungubbed. So when I talk about being ungubbed, that means that I'm able to get all the promotions that Bet365 offer, and I'm able also to bet freely without restrictions. So I think that is mainly due to the fact that I've stuck to the Premier League, the Championship and the Champions League, because if you do vary into some of the other leagues, then I think it becomes a bit more noticeable. And I also think that if you're staking too much as well, then you're going to stand out and they're going to take a look at your account. But if you're just betting like 50 to 100, most of the time, then I think it's quite a good way of doing it. And another thing is, if you're regularly staking like £50 or above, Bet365 do a really good offer. I'd say somewhere between 5 to 10 times a year, where you bet £50 pre-match and they give you a 50 play offer in play. And using like match betting techniques, you can make about £30 to £35 from that. So, you get that, let's say I've had that 10 times over the lifetime of this account, that's an extra £350. So even if you're not making a ton of money from the 2up, like I kind of showed, there's long periods where I wasn't making any money, and then I have a uptick, you're gonna make money from the other promotions that you get from Bet365, and I think this helps you stay under the radar for a little bit longer. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel, as that allows me to continue to keep creating content related to making money from the sports betting markets. And also, if you're not match betting yet, or you've not started to make money from match betting, my recommendation is Oddsmonkey. I'll add a link in the description, and you can take up a free trial and start making money from match betting yourself, as it still is one of the best ways to make money from the sports betting markets. And it's just in general one of the best ways that I found to make money online. So thanks again for watching. See ya.